Hello everyone, welcome back to UiPath for Beginners series. Today we are going to learn how to perform basic calculations like addition, subtraction, multiplication and division using UiPath. This may sound simple, but trust me, it is the foundation of every automation you will ever build because calculations are everywhere in business processes. Before we jump into UiPath Studio, let's first understand the concept. UiPath is all about automating repetitive tasks, and when we deal with invoices, salaries, discounts, or financial data, we almost always need to perform some calculations. In UiPath, calculations are done using variables and activities and message boxes or write line or other activities to get input or to display the output. So in demo, we will create two numbers, apply all our four operations, and then display the results. This is a great starting point for beginners to understand how UiPath handles data. So let's build our basic calculation process together. Follow these steps in UiPath Studio. So let me create a new process. Calculator. Okay, and let me click on create. So it will restore some dependencies and all right, here we go. First of all, we are going to create two variables. So I'll go to this data manager and here I'm going to create the variable. I'll click on create variable and I will rename it to num1 and the data type will be integer or int32 and scope let it be and default value I'm assigning it to 50. Okay, so let me create one more variable and rename it to num2 and data type again int32 and the default value I'm giving it 100. Okay, it is not renamed. All right, so we have two variables now and I'll go to this activities and I'll take a message box and here we go. And in message box, we will write sum of the numbers is, I'm using ampersand to concat the integer values which has num1 plus num2 and I'm converting these the sum of these numbers into string. Okay, so here we go. Let me show you this. I have written this. Sum of the numbers is then ampersand and num1 plus num2 dot toString. Okay, let me click on save and let me run this file or this process. So it should show this message box. Here we go. Sum of the numbers is 150 because the default value of num1 was 50 and num2 was 100. Similarly, we can calculate the difference because num2 is greater than num1. That's why I have written num2 minus num1. And it should show us the difference of two numbers, which is 50. Here we go. Okay, so let me create something amazing in this in which we are going to take a input from the user. So let me do that. So again, I will go to activities and here I will search for input dialog and here we go. And the title will be get a number or let me give num1 only and input label here we will write enter a number or the number enter the first number. Okay, I am copying this And here we are going to give a text box only, and value enter, we are going to store that value into our variable, which is num1. Okay, and again we need one more input dialog to get the second number. So here I'll write enter the second number, and I'll change the title to num2, and I'll change the value entered, and this variable name also I'll change to num2. Okay, so now we are going to take input from the user. Okay, and after that we'll ask user means but which type of operations he or she wants to perform, means whether they need sum of this number or the difference of this number. Okay, so here we'll write select or choose operation. We are going to use if and else if you are not aware of this, you can check out our this video. Okay, and in this choose operation we will give four operation. Let me expand this, and let me write all those four. Okay, so I have written four operations, and let me add a new line. So here we go. Let me click on save, and now we are going to get some value, means user is going to input something like 1 2 3 4, and on the basis of that we are going to perform the mathematical operation. Okay, so that result we are going to save into a variable. So I'll create a variable, and I'll write a result, not result, input. It will be kind of input from user, so I'll create a variable input, and then we need to use a if condition. Okay, and in this if, let me first change the data type of this variable. This is string, so I'll make it input. Okay, so if let me add a condition here. If our input is equals to 1, we click on save, then in that case we need to use a message box which will print the sum of two numbers. Okay, so let me use this existing message box, and we'll use sum of the numbers is num1 plus num2. So we can give either num2 plus num1 or num1 plus num2, both are fine. Okay, else we need to check if, else if. So I have added this else if this condition is true, then do this, and if our second condition is true, which will be num input is equal to 2, in that case we need to do the difference. Okay, so we have written two condition. If input is equal to 1, it will be equals to only, then it will do the sum, and if input is equal to 2, first it will check for 1, then it will check for 2, then it will do the difference. Okay, so let me run the file for these two operation, then we will add the multiply and divide. All right, so here we go, I'm running it. Let me go to the text. So it is asking for the first number. Okay, I will enter 100. I'll click on OK. Now it is asking second number. I have entered 200. Now it will ask which operation I want to perform. So I want to perform sum, I will give 1. Okay, so let me click on OK. Now it should give us the sum, and here we go, sum of the numbers is 300. I'll click on OK. So we have successfully calculated the sum of our two numbers. Oh, okay. So actually, we need to move this else if into our else. If this condition is not true, then it will go to the else part, and in else, it will check this else if. Okay, so let me run this again. Enter first number 500, enter second number 600. Click on OK and it will ask for the operation. I'll give 2 and difference of the numbers is 100 because 600 minus 500 which is 100. I'll click on OK. So this is how we can create a simple calculation application or a calculation automation, and we can also add those multiply and divide operations. So let me copy this else if and I'll paste it in the else part, because first it will go to if condition. If this is true, then it is fine. Then it will go to this else part. And in this else, we are checking else if this condition is true, then it will go to this. Then means if this condition is false, then it will go to this else. And in this else, it will check again. And again, we have added one more condition. See, already we have this input is equal to 2, and in the else part of this, we are checking if the input is equal to 3. If it is 3, we are going to do multiplication. Num2 multiply num1. Okay. And similarly, we can add one more condition, one more else if in the else part of this one. And in this, we are going to give input is equal to 4, then the divisor. If number is something else, then 1, 2, 3, 4, then it will go to this else part. And in this, we will going to just print a message. Please input a number from 1 to 4. Okay, so now let me run this again. Enter the first number 600, enter second number 10, 600 by 10, and I'll use 4 because I want to divide this. And you can see division of the number is 0.0116. It has divide 100 by 600. Okay, now again let me run this, and this time we are going to see the negative scenario. Let me enter any number. And in the operation, I'm going to select input 5. And here we go. We are getting this error message. Invalid input. Please input a number from 1 to 4. So this is how you can create a simple calculator in UiPath. So today we built a simple yet powerful basic calculation process in UiPath. We learned how to use variables, message boxes, input boxes, and how to perform addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. This small exercise may look basic, but trust me, it is the backbone of real-world automation like invoice processing, financial report,